happy to be with you today because I am very shy because I come after two very good speakers, Paul and Jacques. But I'm going to talk to you about plastic waste. Before I start my speech, I'd like to give a different perspective on the ocean. People say, you know, the ocean represents 70 or 80% of the planet's surface, and people think the ocean is huge, there's no end to it, and you have to forget about that. This is not true. If we were to empty the ocean, we would only have 1,400 kilometers in diameter. So it would be more or less the size of a steel ball for the game pétanque. And we all come out of that there because life was born in the ocean. And the oceans are very fragile, just as the ozone layer. And as Jacques was saying, we don't have enough exploration tools to really know the bottom of the ocean. And because we don't know the ocean so well, we feel like it's endless, but it's not. And I hope that after I talk to you, you will have a different perspective on the ocean. And again, that you will realize that the ocean is not very deep, no deeper, no thicker than the peel on an apple. And also, the mass of the ocean only represents 0.025%. If we paid only 0.025% of our taxes on our wages, we would be very happy. So oceans are not that big, and definitely their resources are not endless. They're finite. I'm going to tell you about plastic waste in the oceans. I have a lot to say, so we'll go straight to the heart of the matter. How does plastic waste land in the ocean? If you live in Le Havre, near the ocean, it doesn't mean that you're more to blame than people living in the continent. The plastic materials land in the ocean because of the rain. And if somebody leaves a plastic bag around, the rain will push the plastic bag into a river, and the river will take it to the sea. And imagine all the rivers we have in our planet. We have 100,000 kilometers of coasts in Europe, and we have more than 2 million kilometers of river banks. So river banks are motorways taking the plastic bags into the rivers and into the oceans. And plastic is like a sponge. It will absorb all kinds of polluting chemicals, and the rivers are polluted. So the plastic bags will absorb heavy metals and polluting chemicals, ending up in ocean deserts where there is normally no pollution, and the polluting chemicals will be released by the plastic in those oceans, and this will have an impact on the local fauna and flora and possibly even on public health. So what path is followed by a plastic bag in the ocean? The ocean will be delivered to the plastic bag will be delivered to the ocean by the rivers, and there are currents, vortexes. The Gulf Stream, for instance, is kind of a vortex. It rotates. So before plastic bags were invented, organic waste would disappear in the ocean, but plastic does not disappear as quickly as organic matter, wood, or anything organic. An object, a plastic bottle or a plastic bag landing in a river will be photo-degraded, and the plastic will be degraded by the sunlight and will disappear in very small plastic particles. I'll show you an example. I brought a bottle from the North Atlantic. I'll stand so that you can see. Here we have microparticles. And microparticles are being colonized by biofilm. There's all those kinds of bacteria on the particles. And if we wanted to clean the oceans, we would have to use some very thin nets, as if we wanted to clean the Amazonian forest from its dead leaves. We would take the microorganisms away from the forest with the leaves. There is no solution today. We don't have a ready-made solution. We have to work on it. And plastic bags have a very long life cycle. Plastic packaging, 20 years. Molded plastics, 100 years. Plastic bottles, 450 years. And if you take a phone badge or a sort of a plastic badge like a credit card, more than 1,000 years. When you drop a credit card or a ski badge on a ski slope, it will take 1,000 years to disappear. How did this happen? It happened because there has been an evolution in plastic packaging. In 1950, plastic tubes were invented, and then in the 60s, the plastic film, then plastic bottles for water, and then people thought, oh, plastic should be wrapped in plastic. Cheese, sorry, should be wrapped in plastic. And then vacuum blisters were invented, and then ham was packaged in and controlled atmosphere so it wouldn't rot. And then ready-made food was invented, and in the year 2000 they started packaging fresh products such as tomatoes or salads in plastic. I'm sorry, I'm going a bit out of the beaten path, but I live in the West Indies, and the other day I went shopping and I saw how stupid, how daft human beings could be. I found bananas packaged. Can you help me? Oh, yeah, in one of those little trays. Thank you. In a little plastic tray covered with plastic. There was one banana. I mean, can we be more stupid than that? In a place where people cultivate bananas and eat bananas all day long, they wrap a single banana? And then finally, in the year 2000, microwavable plastic bags were invented. 1950, plastic comes into the households. In 1970, 50 million tons are produced. 2000, 150 million tons. And in 2020, there will be, according to the forecasts, 300 million tons of plastic. But that figure is obsolete. We've already cleared the threshold of 300 million tons. The green part of the pie chart are the packages that we use every day, and the ones that can be found in the ocean. Second position, industry, construction, and the automobile industry. Why shipping 5,000 kilometers when I left Dakar to go to Cayenne with oars? No sail, oars. You have time to see the landscape, I can tell you, if you want to go sail across an ocean rowing. In the middle of the Atlantic, my boat banged against the plastic, something made of plastic. And it was the spoiler from a car, and it was inhabited by mussels and all kinds of microorganisms. And I counted them the next day, and I went on Google, and Google said, go and talk to Charles Moore. Charles Moore is an American sailor who was the first one to draw attention to plastic pollution. And I went to Los Angeles, and I had trouble believing what he was saying. And he said to me, go there, and you will find what it's like. So I went to the North Pacific with my expedition, and I found this pollution, and it was scary. 2,000 kilometers away from the coast, and you find plastic waste, and you realize the ocean is being polluted at very high speed. It was quite frightening, and that's why I kept organizing expeditions. When I went back home and I started talking about this problem, no one was aware of it. Nobody knew that the oceans were being plastified. So it became my fight. And ever since that day, I have been organizing expeditions with very clear aims. First of all, locate the areas, make people aware of them, analyze them, and act. You know, we locate, we analyze, the scientists will analyze, we make people sensitive, industries adjust, and politicians decide. This is a roadmap. 2 more minutes. And in order to act, I use the media. My expeditions are followed by the media. I'm not doing this because I have a huge ego. It's because the media are a very wonderful tool to show the world that our oceans are turning into plastic. The future generation are also future consumers and future decision makers. And I like concrete examples, so I'll give you one. When I was a kid, they always told me, tell your dad to fasten his seatbelts in his car. And so I always fasten my seatbelt. I don't even think about it. And today, I have to go on thinking about the way to sort my waste. And it's not automatic for me, but it should be for my kids. The same way that the seatbelt became automatic for me because I was told when I was small. The scientific aspect is highly important. People talk about global warming, disasters. We are experiencing the worst possible disaster we could even imagine. And we will have to pay the price very, very soon. There'll be a reckoning. You know, the whales eat the plastic bags, or the tortoises eat the plastic bags, and they die. And the heavy metals are polluting everything. Plastic has been found in plankton. We are contaminating the whole food chain. I'd like to be more optimistic, but people talk about biodiversity and trying to create natural parks to protect the natural parks from pollution. If we want to save biodiversity, we have to fend off plastic bags. They're a plague. And really, this should be as important as the global warming. COP21 has forgotten again to put the oceans on the agenda. The oceans are not considered as being part of the disaster of global warming. So please help me. I hope that together we'll be able to sort things out. I don't know how we're going to what we're going to do to reduce the impact of plastic bags. Of course, you know, each of you knows, but I hope that globally people will find a way.